Yo, what's up, guys? Kita nontonin dulu, guys.
So sometimes we just we plan wrongly, and we can't hit our shots because we're in the wrong positions. It gets really hard, and the masters are pushing you away from your position. I'm really good at utility basically. So just one gecko flash gets all of us because they combine it very well. It gets really troublesome for us. On Lotus, I think we just didn't play our comp well on attack. Our defense was okay. I think if we started on defense, that's my fault. I think we probably should have started on defense. I think we maybe we get the lead instead. That might have been a different story.
Wes.
Oh, thank you so much. Next
Nontonin dulu, guys,
question
ya.
is from Valeria.
Hello guys, commiserations on your loss. It's kind of uncomfortable. I can hear myself. Sorry. My question is to Coach Alex. So when I was watching my, can I?
Yeah.
Sorry.
I can't talk also if I hear myself.
Yes, when I was watching Bank Pick, I think that it went pretty favorable for your team.
Sepertinya
Correct
kosong
me
gitu
if
ya.
I'm wrong. As for your opponent, I feel like G2 might be stylistically not the most comfortable opponent for you with their structured approach and heavy use of util. What do you think about it? And maybe you can add
Lemes
something
gitu,
on
bro.
top of that. Thank you.
Yeah, I thought the veto went pretty okay for us. Maps that we like to play. And yeah, we know that G2 is difficult to play against. I think we've had trouble with their particular style. It's particularly only them. I think they play like this.
Lagi pada burik semua
let's
tuh,
see
pada
what solution
nggak bisa
is.
nembak, kata stres semua tuh.
Today didn't go the way we planned.
Okay, thank you. I'm pretty sure you can bounce back and good luck in the next round.
Thank you so much. Next question is from Facundo.
Thank you for the time, Paperrex. I would like to ask, what do you think the team needed to do in Icebox to have a better performance against G2, since it was a close matchup until the first half?
Me again?
In general, just
okay. Icebox. I think
Suara
we
jelek
had
gitu ya.
some protocols that we could have done better. I think it came down to preparation. I think, and we didn't like follow our preparation as well as we can. I think we tried to elevate a little bit, and it went wrong. We could have gone B a lot more. I think we prepared a lot for B, and we didn't go B, so it's a bit strange on our end. We were a bit obsessed with trying to hit the A bomb site, and they have really good defense there.
all right. Thank you so much.
Okay, we have time for more questions. Remember, please raise your hand, and we will call you. So next question is again from Strife.
Hi, thank you. So this question is open to anyone on the table. So online, there have been quite a few posts which I have seen which say that G2 were actually better suited for this matchup against PRX. So do you have any like their playstyle was better suited against yours? So would you agree with this sentiment? Do you think that this is wrong? And is there any comments that you guys would like to add onto it as well?
Oke, beta. Alex lagi yang ngomong beta.
Look, I mean,
Beta, this is not the way that you can talk
really
about
well.
the way
Regardless
we
of
will.
this type, you play really well. I think you're gonna have a very good game regardless. I think we should have done better, but I don't think it came down to play style. We were trying to do different things, and it still didn't work. So it comes down to just them being better today.
All right. Thank you, and all the best for your upcoming matchup.
Thank you.
Thank you. And next question is from Pedro Romero.
Lama amat, Cok.
Hey guys, likewise commiserations on the loss. got a question for Forsaken. Obviously, as everybody knows, this is not the first time you guys face off against G2. Last time being in Shanghai. That said, how do you kind of look at the state of this team, your team, between that time back in Shanghai a few months ago and now? How do you kind of make that comparison in terms of form and just current state of the team?
I mean, last time in Shanghai, I think we have so much problem in Shanghai. But this time I think as a team, when I see my team, I think it's like we're in form together, but maybe today we just first match, like nervous or whatever. And we do a lot of mistakes. But I would say in Shanghai, it's not like family, but now I think we're more like family now. But I still believe, I think we can lower bracket run.
Cool.
Oh,
Thank
itu
you so
Aaron.
much. So thank you, Paperrex, for your insights, for being here today. Your determination and sportsmanship are commendable. We look forward to seeing your future matches and success.
Thank you
very much.
Thank you. So we are going to start the next press conference in maybe 10 minutes.
Udah di doang, Cok. Cuma 10 menit, Cok.
Standard there, but here we are.
Pernah nonton game lain gue ya?
And Musang King going in onto one,
Kena ban
punishing
gak ya gue?
him and Maynard.
Kena ban gak ya gue guys nonton game lain guys?
And this is the Guan Yu bully that we know. It's kind of like you want to go back to your base.
Anjir, Guan Yu guys!
Denied. It's just again just trying to turn down Danny, but he's able to.
Guan Yu bangunin dah guys!
It's not quite gonna be enough. He doesn't have that double ultimate. Dahlia is
so much healing.
And he's still sustaining all that damage from the LGD gaming crew. It is still in it. What is going on?
He just took so much damage in that exchange.
针对的东西不太一样吧。
I
Takut
think
kestrek sih
we
gua
have
tuh,
the
ya.
things we have changed particularly. It's more about our basic, more about our synergy, our arcade, and our scene. The difference is like the style, because we have changed a little bit. So I feel like the things we're changing is in different style right now.
Well, we know that you and
Kangkang!
EDG, you have
Karang,
amazing
karang, kangkang!
fans. We saw that in Master Shanghai. Why do you think the fans connect to you so much?
Nonton KPL bang, KPL apa tuh
我觉得
guys?
可能更多的是活力吧。我觉得我们一直以来就备受关注的一点就是我们充满活力，对，所以说。
But please jangan sampai lawan ketemu EDG lagi bang. Ya, let's see ya.
然后再加上可能是舞台上或者
Bajunya lebih bagus ya EDG sekarang ya.
发挥，然后跟表现吧。对
I think the first thing is about our energetic. I think this is one of the most important reason, and also plus on our performance on the stage or in the server. I think that's why.
I think it's also like your epic poses, right?
Mhm.
You who can forget that. We're eager to see more of it on that stage. So thank you so much for this interview and best of luck.
Best of luck.
EDG burst onto the scene and really made a name for themselves right out of the gate. Kong obviously being at the tip of the spear when it comes to that. But I think
KPL Dream Team, tim terkuat tak terkalahkan di Hawk bang emang ya?
The classic pose was it?
Karena KPL ini KPL bukan ya?
One aggression early on in the previous games in this series, but this is very well thought out. This is them knowing their composition, where they need to wait for Siang to join.
Siapa Nova ya? Oh ini Nova nih, ini yang kayak lance guys. Bangunin dah guys. Guan Yu.
Clean up as well. Shut down again though for Niap. Niap is getting a few plays here in this top side, but unfortunately it doesn't seem like it's enough for now.
Yeah, a few plays isn't quite going to be enough there, but here we are again, just seeing the dominance from Musang King once more, and then Maisha, just coming from
Anjir,
the
sang,
back there,
sing,
just
sung,
so
sing,
good.
sang,
Oh,
sing,
Joker
sung,
with a
tai.
double kill onto VKS that we missed there. JR actually showing some claim to his name, and a triple.
Ya, apaan tuh naga?
We get that quad that was denied earlier from
Cheer!
VKS. Maynard already pretty low. We have two pretty stacked minion waves coming down in the mid lane and the farm lane. The Fate Rewind comes through onto the high note. Maynard is going to be here.
Ini yang sangsing kan nih?
Oh,
sang, sing.
Jaguan goes down. LGD
udah
Gamer
ending.
at the crystal, and here are your first.
Tapi katanya emang Hawk tuh Cina kuat banget ya guys guys ya. Katanya gitu guys ya. Katanya Hawk di Cina tuh kuat banget ya.
Hi, CNED. Good to have you back. The team is back for another Champions, and I feel like you guys are the team that everybody is sort of healthily wary of. So what do you think this roster, FUT, can bring to the table?
Asalnya dari sana bang, iya sih tahu sih.
I mean, we are come to here to, I think, as underdog, so we can surprise everyone, I hope, and become champion.
Well, eager to see it. Good luck out there.
Both these teams, I think, are coming in with a bit of an underdog mentality, right? They've both had their breakouts before on the international stage, but both these squads, I think, approaching their opponent with respect, but with real potential to win this one.
Yeah, I mean, Kong, he's always been that guy getting out of his chair, getting in your face. We've been seeing that more and more from CNET, and now with these two clashing for the very first time, I'm curious to see who's going to be left standing at the end of this all and who's going to be sitting in their chairs.
Yeah, for sure. But another player, though, that I'm really excited to check out is Yetsujae, who also, another one, who came into the global stage and really shocked us all with his performance. And I think it's safe to say, like, this is a guy that you gotta be afraid of when you face off against him in that server.
He's such an important player for this team. He's almost always going to be locking in this cypher. And I think they have so many different ideas without disguising the strong side of setting him up in a lot of positions where he's left alone on the side and has to do a ton, but his mechanics and his individual form is so good that he's almost always thriving in those situations. And on top of that, you just see the energy he exudes when he is playing well on stage. Him yelling, it'll echo through any arena.
Yeah, this guy is loud, and from the outset, just joining in the off-season, you could see that the impact was there already. FUT, you could see that this was going to be a very different team, that they were going to be able to reach new heights, and so far they've been able to do that, but how high can they go? We're about to find out.
Oh yeah, that's right. We got two teams here, never faced off against one another before, and I'm expecting a damn good match.
Tiap ketemu player Hawk dari Cina, Taiwan Hawk mainnya jago-jago emang ya guys.
And EDG.
EDG.
FUT Esports.
FUT Esports. Tuh bawa apa, Jing? Gurita, Cok.
My favorite thing about Valorant at the global level is
Haudong sekarang jadi asisten coach, Cok.
You'd be able to see you're getting a all-Turkish team going up against an all-Chinese team.
Paperrex gimana, Bang?
International battle, and it is going to be
cuman lagi main jelek aja, bro. Pasti mereka udah nyiapin sesuatu, cuman nggak sesuai dengan yang mereka siapkan, feeling gue ya.
Breakout here at Valorant Champions as we look at map detail. We're starting things off with I think a pretty good one for FUT. They've played a lot of their Lotus in EMEA. It seems like almost every EMEA team favoring that map quite a lot.
They quite like themselves some Lotus.
I think what's interesting though is that they don't play the standard Fnatic comp. They've been locking in instead a look with the Jet and the Breach. Well, they have shifted away from like only playing KO. CNET still only plays Jet and Raze for this team. They haven't picked up any of the new stuff with Neon, any of the Yoru ideas. They're very much a team that is committed to their read.
Yeah, whereas on the other side, we have actually seen, kind of for some of the first times, Kong flexing over to some different roles, picking up some different things such as that Gecko and whatnot. So curious to see if there's going to be any big changes in the overarching compositions from EDG, where they want to just really force Kong back onto those hard-hitting duels where he can have that monstrous carry potential, or if it is still going to be a bit more flexibility coming out of this superstar.
And even on those carry roles, he's playing new ones. This map, we're likely to see him lock in the Neon, something that we did not really see until stage 2 of VCT CN. They also play a unique comp. They have a Clove in the mix and an Omen as well, playing a double controller with no Viper, maybe taking somewhat of a leaf out of their CN brethren FPX's book, who favors a lot of those kind of like Omen, Clove, double smoker ideas.
Mr. Fallen
quite
a bit. I gotta know what the deal with the octopus is, but there you go. The lock-in comes through here. You're getting Clove, you're getting Kong on that Neon. I'm excited to see him break some ankles out here potentially, but what we should be expecting with this compositions?
I mean, the big thing that I'm looking at is going to be Kong and that new player of Simon. That Breach is there to help set up the Neon on these pushes alongside the Relay Bolt coming through. Get those dazes out, get those slides going, and get that pinpoint accuracy on display.
On EDG's attack, watch how they'll slowly kind of clear through space. When they go towards A, they're going to smoke close, take that space early with their stunts, and then kind of set it up into a two-stage fight with the amount of smokes they have. Normally, when you're only playing Omen, you don't have that potential. This Clove adds an extra little bit, and you're combining that with the Neon too. There's a lot of cool ideas to show here, and FUT has never played against a comp like this.
Oh, I'm excited. All right, let's go ahead and jump into map 1, shall we? And send it over to your casters, who, by the way, are taking a break from getting rinsed on the Pacific servers.
I never played on the Pacific servers.
I've never been rinsed.
Menurut gue ini sih masih harusnya dua tim ini di bawahnya G2 sih. Performanya harusnya guys ya, secara statistik ya. Si FUT sama EDG masih di bawah G2 lah. Berarti Paperrex ada kesempatan untuk masuk ke posisi kedua ya.
We're going to see them in champ so far, and there's a lot to talk about, a lot to discuss at the desk. It's already been bringing out, but we are jumping straight into the pistol round. I'm sure we'll have plenty of time to break down all sorts of narratives circulating around these teams. But the big one is that EDG are under a tremendous lot of pressure. They need to have a good, strong opening.
They absolutely do. Those Chinese fans can be brutal, and EDG have seen so many other squads from China have success recently. They want a taste of that themselves again. FUT was stacking up over towards C at the start of this pistol round, and it looks like they're playing A towards a bit of a retake setup. Both teams playing a breach, seeing Cracks hold the fault line.
Just in cases here, Simon's going to go for that plant. Full stick, nothing to push that away as well. Plant against the backside of the wall, holding the flash as well for backside fight with Kang already in that spot and position.
EDG love to get aggressive on these Lotus posts.
See if they got anything clear in the one-way fault line. And the paranoia, right clicks, a bit of panic settling in. G2 trying to cover it just over the shoulder as well. Kang still alive. It's off to the side here, making sure that he can hold this one back, but already overwhelmed and swarmed by the FUT players with that front side control. They've taken out almost everybody. Smoggy, last one to be alive here, and Crack sticking at the fuse. No way! That's a lead by Smoggy, and what an opener that this EDG team needed.
Great play there towards the end. He got enough chip damage on the first try of going at things. Both of those players super weak. It made the frenzy very useful in that spot. Nice Red Bull clutch that Smoggy pulls out early on. Like you said, very needed. Other than that, their post-plant aggression didn't really work. It looked like FUT's coordination on the retake was working as well. EDG needed someone to come up huge.
Smoggy was the man for the job.
I'll tell you in general, FUT love contacting around places. It's not a high utility composition that they're running here. You don't have the raise, you don't have the fade, you just got a breach.
Yeah.
And they normally save that utility for like big retakes or big executes, depending on what side
Keren
they're
tadi
on.
kalah 2-0.
So there's gonna be a lot of raw gunfights happening. And when you have that kind of clash between teams like this, form is crazy important. Whether the EDG and FUT players are feeling it today and can access their full potential. And in terms of the peaks that we've seen, players in this server have just put on absolute god mode tournaments occasionally.
We'll see if those individuals are firing off. EDG are making this one. It's quite cautious at the beginning into this eco round. Of course, they don't want to give away any lives unnecessarily. Sini gets at least 2 chances there to potentially rip off some heads, but he's back at the site here and with only the Sheriff in hand. Shouldn't be too much danger. Yeah, he's cleaned up, so EDG going for that plan at this point here. There's a bit of time as well. I mean, we've already kind of briefly mentioned how unorthodox these compositions are. These teams, you know, FUT and EDG, they have been playing it in their regions. It's not like we've seen this for the first time.
No, but we haven't seen them clash against each other.
Yeah.
EDG's comp, in my opinion, is really attack-sided. Crazy attack-sided. And then when EDG go onto defense, they try to save up,
EDG rapi banget tuh. EDG juga rapi nih mainnya.
And they're like, would you mind winning us a few rounds with the op? Because the actual compositional setups are not that great on the defense. So I'm expecting EDG here to run up the scoreline at least to a comfortable level for them. And if they don't, they might be in a bit of trouble.
EDG just going to be going down to the spike here. So another one followed up by EDG, putting that second round on the board.
I also think it's really remarkable that
Nice
maybe
one.
it's not
Nice
remarkable
one, nice
because they've
one.
got G2 and Paperrex in their group, but the community had both of these teams as like 25%ers
third and fourth in the group. Only 25% of people thought that they were going to exit the group, basically.
Right.
For both of these teams. I think this group could be rife for upsets. Paperrex is waiting. Whoever loses this, I don't think Paperrex has an enormous edge over either of these two teams, but neither of them are going to want to be in that position.
Kami nonton replay Paperrex dulu bang. Thank you Scream walaupun kalah guys ya.
Bonus round for EDG.
Makasih ya udah support Paperrex terus guys. I love you.
Stack and group up by the FUT players. A fault line and a paranoia gives them access to that A-Robble control. Might be looking to cement it. But already you see
ini sih kayaknya Kangkang sih di atas angin 2-0 sih bro.
Barely alive.
Enggak deh.
Stun still applying, and he's able to trade out these kills. Kill trip played off of this guy is electric right now. YEDG anchoring player.
Simon gantiin Haudong jadi asisten coach.
EDG now going to be licking their wounds, I think, looking for options and ways back into this round.
Already I can tell that FUT have been watching the VODs. That aftershock comes out from Simon every time, and YEDG made sure his trips did not get broken by it. That was massive.
And now FUT just hold, waiting for it. Signs of life contact, the head's just peeking up and over. Ripped clean off.
Such a clean round, and so important for FUT to showcase early on in this defense half that they can hold on to a site. When there's only one player,
boleh.
It was just YEDG there.
Kangkang terlalu semangat tadi.
Wah,
Kangkang sial banget tuh kena one tap.
Kangkang should probably be favored in that kind of situation, but if YEDG is hitting, I guess the stun is cosmetic. But yeah, pay attention to where these trips are, because Simon's aftershock is supposed to break those trips. And YEDG is putting them down in spots that'll avoid that.
And they're opted into the skirmish, both of these teams, but nobody considering that Chichu could have already got past that line with the TP, with CNED removed. Rubble control going to be made that much more easier here for EDG.
I think it's going to be a mistake for FUT to opt into these rubble fights. EDG's composition is much better in those spots.
Yeah. Like we were already talking about, I mean, the utility that FUT have to work with, it's pretty low. In terms of if you're trying to go, you know, pound for pound against this composition that EDG have, you know, the double initiator, the duelist, neon star.
Bayangin diteriakin gitu bang depan muka emang iya.
And a contact reclear is called here by FUT. Had a captain just hold under one line. YEDG.
He's got a good idea.
Very good idea. Just sees the jiggle as well, but already gives it up, doesn't he? Spoiler. And already stands up, gliding forward.
Ini Kangkang mati mulu dah.
Follow up, out from mounds and ducking, weaving, dodging YEDG only with the two before the trade comes through. Still, two left to stand here for FUT, and that does give them chances and opportunities, but they want to make their way back over towards A now. EDG. Chichu didn't give up that position earlier, so just holding on to that A control for most of the round gives them that option.
It's a nice call. Coming back over to Chichu, who was inserted there. Mr. Fallen might have an opportunity. Shut down.
Yeah, crosshair placement just wasn't quite there, already adjusting.
And that should secure the round up. We'll have to be keeping an eye on these kind of mid-round calls that are going on for EDG. I feel like a lot of the time things are extremely hectic in the EDG camp, especially since they've decided to
Kangkang tadi itu padahal musuhnya kena stun tapi selalu mati dia sama musuhnya kena stun itu guys.
And bring nobody in to make a lot of the calls for them.
Gila stunnya bagus banget
I
dia,
don't really understand the logic behind it.
Probably needs this weapon.
Yeah, he really does. He's got no money to buy another one. The rest of his team does, so he's going to get out of there. Not going to get punished for the hubris trying to make that attempt. But you're right, you know, EDG, there's been even comments from themselves. You know, I was talking about Yinsu ahead of this match as well, just trying to get that extra information heading into it about EDG. But, you know, even Kangkang was talking about how they get chaotic in the mid-round sometimes. They lose track of, you know,
cosplay Ziga bang, nggak tahu.
It's a little bit messy.
Soalnya tadi si Jason tuh kagak ada ini, kagak ada si bridge. Makanya si Jing susah nggak sih?
For his unorthodox plays and strange read on the game.
Lihat nih, tuh mati mulu cok Kangkangnya cok.
Style and you put him into an IGL position. But it feels like Edward Gaming are just trying to figure out.
Ini terus stress nggak sih guys? Ini terus stress kan? Itu boleh tahu terus stress bro.
What their ethos is, their style of play.
Ya sih itu terus stress nggak sih guys?
CNED's going to pick up an operator. Go to look for an early pick out here towards C. Got to imagine there's util to push it back.
Yeah, I mean, they have boatloads of it, but okay. Unscoped as well. That is so damn dangerous near-sighted just by the Prowler. Was not broken up by YEDG. It gives it full sight over towards the C mound angle. Door's going to be even opened here, not even contested, at least with that Nightfall. Scatters its way across. There's no follow-up, though, with the wall in their face and the haunt. And the paranoia, plenty more where that came from. EDG, Ghana, and gain that access into the C site, but the question is, are they going to come out unscathed? Need to get this plant down. Plenty of shots and opportunities handed to Cnet, but he's not quite grasped any of them. Damage done to Smoggy. Not quite the kill he was looking for, though. Still has the Blade Storm, so the retake
Kangkung OP
potential
aja,
is
Bang.
there.
That was a hit.
Definitely making a decent go of it. Teams grouped up now.
Cidet nggak sekeras dulu, cow. Dia emang nggak sekeras dulu.
Aim to be held. Kang. It's an off angle. Just down onto the ramp as well, but he needs to land it. Shot down with the rest of his team. It's Led just firing through and followed through with the kills. Beautiful work by EDG.
Very nicely done there. EDG, when I was watching them in China on this map, they loved fighting aggressively in the post plant for waterfall control. This time, they planted, but they all stayed on site. They didn't push for an extra piece of map control, but they also didn't
map control
over to mound, which means it's massively important that you stand your ground, hold crossfires with each other, and hit these important shots.
Simon, ngeri juga Simon yang orang baru, bro.
Really crucial one to take down Cnet, who had knives online. This is putting EDG well ahead now.
Right there. Yeah, ults are starting to get generated already. See the rolling thunder. Simon holding on to it. And Captain's the only one to hold back this A approach. It's a weaker buy by FUT.
Yeah, the attack side operator is now coming out as well. Kangkang picking that up. They tend to play a lot slower when Kangkang is AWPing.
FUT just trying to abuse the fact that there's no sentinel on the side of EDG, but Smoggy
MM kayak begitu, cok. Paperrex tuh kadang-kadang nggak bisa kayak gitu, guys. Nggak tahu kenapa, guys.
Just with the raw aim and gunfire. I mean, listen, there's always danger.
Lu lihat, bro, anjir M-nya, bro.
Players, they're demons with it, but it's all cleaned up. Safe pair of hands of Smoggy.
It's pretty nice for the next round. You don't have Breach Ult, Clovault online. Smoggy can go really deep off the back of it.
The last two players as well. Caught off into the corner.
What?
Whoa, cracks! He's given it the lifeline and a chance, an opportunity that it's just opened Pride. Wide open, 5 health though to his name. It's a 1v1, isolated down in the blink of an eye. Expecting already the cross-up from Smoggy, the pre-fire, no.
Gila Smoggy, bro.
Oh my God, did it get dangerous?
Gila Smoggy, bro.
There's just a taster of what this match might end up devolving into.
Listen, man, I said it could get dangerous and they got the sheriffs in their hands.
It's absolutely bonkers what these players are able to do with light weaponry. I mean, the first shot is labored, but onto nobody and onto Simon. And Kangkang, it's so clean. If ADATA hadn't let face first into the aftershock there, they actually could have had a
Ketawa-ketawa dia, anjir.
Maybe secured the round.
All smiles on the face of Kangkang though. He's taking it in his stride. No worries, guys.
FUT are going to take a time.
Yang menang ketemu Paperrex, Bang. Yang kalah, yang kalah.
It's going to be very difficult for them. I really do believe that EDG's composition is massively attack-sided. And when they have ults online like Clovault, Breach Ult, it's just going to be so difficult to hold them back. I think FUT should be aiming to put a little bit of pressure early and then fight a kind of rolling retreat as they back up and then play retake onto the sites with their own Breach Ult. It's really important though that you contest EDG early on because you want to drain them out of utility, you want to make them use the Breach Ult. You don't want to give away that you're just playing full retake setups. Otherwise they're just going to walk in and then they have all the...
Tapi ini kayaknya yang keluar FUT sih feeling gue, guys. EDG bakal ke atas.
We can see that Cnet is picking up the operator. I'd like to see Cnet try and take an aggressive angle. You know, maybe over towards C, maybe even fighting from the kind of A site kind of area, but something that forces out that Breach Ult so that then his team can play retake. It's just so important that he at least creates pressure and then gets out alive.
And that's the difficulty, I think, for FUT as well. Their composition is... It's hard to walk that tightrope of not over-investing into some of these fights. Seen it again. Operator already being just accosted off onto the corner. Stun already connecting. Cnet just trying to get the hell out of there.
Kan kebiasaan deh. Itu pemain Neon tuh begitu, guys.
Well, that rolling retreat, they're just backing away now. The rolling thunder of itself cracks. He lets it loose, lets it rip now. Everybody pushed up back into the corner, but cosmetic stuns is the nature of this game sometimes. Smoggy not dead yet. Back into the fight, but falling from the side, instantly traded once more. The pause, scatter and running away. EDG, they want to try and make their mark. Moves over towards the A side. Cnet, he's fast onto it, but players up into his face as well. Up and down the ropes, they're making this one dangerous and awkward. Cnet's lucky to be alive.
User Neon emang susah sih, guys, main kalau nggak nafsu gitu, guys. Soalnya kan ada momentum ya.
Bit of calm for once.
Kena flash atau kena stun gitu, Cok, langsung harus digas, bro. Sayang kalau nggak.
Sure to play this one together. Holding just in case. Flank possibilities, but a contact peek, doubled up. Not quite ready for it. Seen it again, missing the shot. This is many opportunities now that he has missed. 2v3, EDG. Smoke in their face. Chichu could cross this one up as well. And for FUT, the pressure's on them to try and push past this one without a captain low. Horns not seeing too much. Jumping peak. Swing is there. EDG finally, but Chichu contains. 1v1 and a tap. Issue has forced Chichu though. Ice cold. Backs away, knowing EDG is not playing towards this one, and there's a 1 round out.
Gelo EDG, bro.
Beautiful work once more. 4-piece to finish and wrap it up.
Immaculately played clutch there by Chichu. He really had all of
Gila,
the
EDG kenceng
info.
juga nih, bro, EDG, bro.
Exactly. The
Ngeri juga EDG, guys.
tapping on that first one. There were so many missed opportunities there, though, from both teams. I'm talking about the form of the players and seeing which team's sharp. There were so many spots in that where there was missed opportunities. Cine probably should have died way earlier on if we're going to look at who had more chances to kill
Ngeri
each
banget,
other.
Cok, anjir.
But EDG continue this spiral up and onwards. Can't be stopped.
No. It's relentless. Nothing to break the horns either, so again, peace of mind granted to EDG. They're giving up that front section of A.
Once more, it looks like a bait and switch setup where CNED's designed to take contact, dash back out, and then play in at a captain and EDG. Very similar to what he did on B. But this time, Kangkang's not even in the right area of the map to take that carrot on a stick. Poison carrot on a stick, I suppose it would be at that point.
Smoggy's task was just holding down the flank here. Falling in cracks, not too much in terms of the weaponry that they're holding on to. Trip broken. Prowler out two, trying to bait out the potential of that trap play. Gliding and sliding, Kangkang. Listen, he's not going to take no for an answer. He wants this sight and he wants
Lora
it now.
lari ini Kangkang nih, bro.
Brilliant way of using the neon movement there against the eco round. It's so difficult to hit sheriff shots when the neon's running at your face.
Oh yeah.
And then wiggling around on the floor.
Smoggy just catching that contact on the players as well. It's a little bit disjointed here from the FUT attempt. Not going to be able to get this one over the line here. For now, EDG are in full control. 7-1. Now's a great time to just to bring up, you know, talking about the pressure that they had. I think coming off the back of that Shanghai performance,
Cosplay lu tadi
obviously the
malam tadi memang
expectation
ya.
is going to be much heavier, I think, when it's in their home region playing that tournament. 2 weeks back.
But they bombed.
They did bomb out.
I mean, yeah, they didn't even have one of their, ooh, they look good, but then they don't make it.
Yeah, it was completely flat.
It was extremely flat, and the Chinese fans wanted more, demanded more, and made their voices very heard. And so you got to expect that was one of the reasons why EDG ended up making changes. CNED tries to get value again.
And this time will succeed. Pluck Smoggy out of the picture nice and easy.
And a wallbang through onto Simon there as well. Yeah. Look at the health, 15.
Unfortunate not to get a collat. But that is exactly what FUT were looking for, honestly. The first kills have not really been going their way. Prowler again in the face with the op shot fired off. They now know exactly where CNED is. Kangkang sport up, chewed up. At least by the trap, fall in a bit of danger. The paranoia is good though. With that connection, he needs some help from the rest of his team, and the overdrive is just swatted away. Kangkang does not stand a chance, but Simon quick on the next approach. We'll trade it, slowing it down. Patience has to be played now because it's still a 2 versus 4 for EDG. Risks might need to be taken for any chance of them winning this. Pre-fires onto the corner, 2 players into the pit, just holding it. Chichu trying to take that. What is that adjustment? Flick to the side, EDG barely puts him to rest. Simon, 15 health left, tagged up by the cam. Not long for this world. So FUT finally going to be able to get another
Simon
one
dari
on
China
the board
juga.
up to that second round.
Gua nggak tahu dari mana
That's
sih.
a massively important one for FUT. They're very, very good on Lotus, so don't get too worried about them just yet. But if they end up going down 8-1 and their economy's broken, it doesn't matter how attack-sided EDG's comp is, at that point, you've set yourself up for a very, very rough ending.
Kepik-kepik tipis anjing.
So that's important, stabilizes the economy.
Kakak mendingan pakai jet nggak sih, bro?
Gets him into a decent spot. And they know that CNED can
Nyawa
find those
kurang, bro.
opportunities with the off. It's just about putting him in the right place, trying to figure out where EDG might go next. And EDG are headed towards A on that classic rubble kind of fight again.
At this point pretty much being handed over for free. CNED again. He's going to make another go of things, isn't he? It's where he found success last time, just peeking through B main.
May catch nobody.
Jump spot. Does he hear this? Pre-aims? Nobody though. Already crossed up onto the spot, barely a shoulder, but this time CNED is starting to hit. On fire with it.
That's so sharp. At some point, you got to imagine Kankan
Para,
is gonna
para,
feel
para,
like he
para,
wants to go
para.
for the ego battle. It might be too late in this half, but certainly on defense.
Back towards the rubble with the TP here. There's a lot of players though. Does he get that confirmation, Mr. Farland? Not liking what he saw. Smoggy on the meanwhile. He's making sure to take this one slow and steady. Has got them a lot of control up towards C. Door opens up. EDG making the call here for the mid-round pivot. 40 seconds left. Stunned up. Mr. Farland has to let loose with it. But with Smoggy spotted, he might have just given the game away with only 36 seconds left. Had a captain. He's going to reinforce this site up. Still has a snakebite in his back pocket. Smokes her up as well. Orb up to respond. Fault line though. There's no molly at the feet, so EDG are going to be able to get into this one essentially for free. It's all about whether or not you can get this
Gila,
plan down
CNED, yoi.
still. Simon.
OP-nya sih emang terbukti bagus guys, tapi nggak tahu sih guys. Retake-nya susah kalau pakai OP, nggak tahu kenapa ya.
No spam, I think, because they're worried about EDG pushing waterfall. Like I said, they do that all the time in China.
Smokes placed, propped up. Kang. This one going to be dissipating though, does need to be worried about it. Retaking with the op, never quite ideal. Kang. First casualty, Chicho's there, right through the wall. EDG is frying, farming, Cloudburst to try and get them into the site. And the last player left is Simon, overwhelmed. Too many targets to really overcome.
And suddenly, a map where EDG were fully in control, and now FUT making a decent little comeback. Those 2 rounds, it might not look like much, but with how EDG's composition is so reliant on getting their economy flourishing and getting an op into Kangkang's hand on the defense side, any kind of damage done here is
Gila,
going to
2J,
add
kencang
up.
banget 2J nih.
These last 2 rounds, crucially important. They make all the difference between a 7-5 half or a 9-3. And that's either a
Susah nih boleh ini nggak sih? Boleh ini nggak sih? Kayak boleh turun stress boleh ya guys ya?
Feasting. He's got 12 kills currently. Anytime they've hit the C site, he's been good for it. Hitting shots while stunned on Kangkang to open up the map twice, and still then continuing to find success elsewhere.
He's doing it all right now. As you mentioned, you know, the anchoring's good when he's handed the chance to do so, but it's really the trading, I think, that's been most impressive. He's always following up off of, you know, Cena taking that first point of contact, maybe dashing over the op, which you saw in that prior round. Very consistent.
I'm interested how FUT are going to disrupt the ults that are about to come online here. Quick peek for those of you at home.
Boleh yang tanpa win XP nggak bang?
From Nightfall and Rolling
Emang iya guys, boleh ya?
So
Aku
they're
ngeliat kayak
probably
kemarin
EDG
mereka
gonna
gitu
be
dah.
looking to try to play for one of these ult ops, right? So how do you deny them? FUT can't really win a rubble fight, so that's probably where EDG are going. And you can see here that FUT making the read to stack over towards A, because they expect, I would believe, EDG to be looking for this ult orb over here.
Be a hard task trying to win it.
Enormous hard read.
Yeah, skirmish will be occurring. The question is who will be the winner. Now, last time Chichu TP'd back rubble and it did put the punish onto CNED. We'll see if that happens again, or FUT has something to counteract it. Paranoid looks like it's pre-aim just for the middle uncenter piece of the choke point. Fault line slows them down. TP through the back again, up and around with the updraft. CNED barely alive here, still blinded up. Inside the Cloudburst, wants to play inside of it. Chichu running and gunning. Reign Supreme wins out the day. Cracks, you are hard committed into this spot, son, and there is really no escape. But the captain will help him out. Shot from the side. Follow up again. He can't be denied. FUT just absolutely smashed them into dust.
Can we have a look at the stage? Did Cena just jump into Krax's chair for a moment there?
What happened there?
Possess his body, take him over. What are those 2 up shots? Coming out from a player that I've only ever seen with a rifle in
bisa
hand.
kalah bang, ya mainnya jelek.
That's nasty.
Mau gimana?
The door had not been pre-fired, so he was trying to use a classic to get through it. He's like, please let me escape, get me through to B, and he decided to turn, stand, and fight. But now EDG have those ults online. Now in the final round of the half, they've got massive tools to work with.
We're seeing again the same fight taking Farland. Oh my goodness, revealed up by the Horde as well. He needs to get the hell out of their door. In his face, TP through into the smoke, and the bullets just won't connect into the end. EDG Not to be denied that space, and they have a lot of
Thank you,
ults
bro.
to make
Tiba-tiba jadi perform gini, bro.
Nightfall, primed and ready, finally let loose. Fallen drops the smoke. CNED anti-synergy almost, but the Blade Storm now the stuns connecting up. This is chaos and anarchy occurring. Updraft will not save you. Kang hunting them all down. Finally put a stop to all of it. Rolling Thunder does not deny the plan. Might be able to get at least put back into it. Nobody tucked to the corner, tight and close, and they still can't remove him with the upgrade occurred finally. A trade online. Yet a Jado, no effect will reveal everybody's position into the 3v2, and with the fight isolated now to 2v2. In through tree, Smoggy out wide, and what an adjustment it is.
Smoggy kenceng banget, bro.
Catch that final kill. It looks like he just whipped that rifle all the way around for the 8-4 finish.
Didn't even need his ultimate to close that one out. And it would have been a checkmate situation towards the end, I think. So it's a good half from EDG, a very good half. 8-4 on FUT's map pick, but their comp is attack-sided. Who knows where this is going?
Tekan sofa atau FUT bang, jujur nggak tahu guys. Tergantung gameplay sih. Apa ini bro? Bebek carok, road tuh if. Emang apa nih bro? Ada bro. Buat kue apa nih bang Winda guys? Kok mau main Minecraft guys? Gelo Hamdan jalan-jalan guys. Lama gak sih nih? 30 detik doang kok. Kayaknya gue 1 match doang deh guys. Boleh gak gue 1 match doang guys? Gue ngantuk bro. Can I? Kamu ada game baru rencana mau streaming kan bang? Ada sih, tapi setelah dari Jepang kali. Ngantuk bro. Lumayan ngantuk gua guys. Istirahat guys.
Well, Edward is definitely gaming at this point. I mean, 8-4. Like we said, you got to come out the gates swinging at this event. Because of all the expectations that were laid onto the shoulders of all of these young players. But they are turning up to the challenge here against FUT. Still, there's all these, question marks, I think, when you see two compositions clash on a map where, normally the meta is set in stone. And these are two different, very
kena mental ya habis nonton Paperrex tadi guys.
These teams go for on this map.
Sama-sama bisa scan, bagusan yang mana bang? Gue sih lebih suka sofa ya. Kalau dalam beberapa map
occupy 3 sites at once. They don't have the sentinel. They
FUT tuh cuma Lotus yang bagus pakai FUT Lotus sama apa ya? Sunset.
Very weak.
Atau ya.
I think now you're seeing them leave A site weak on the pistol to avoid that anti-strategy that FUT would have done. Does FUT care? Are FUT going for the C site? No, not at all.
That's all 5 players grouped up.
But I think EDG are going to end up on attack here.
Flipping the map. Get a J. This guy is about to be receiving either a world of hurt, or might just win the round for him single-handedly. He's the one who's got to try and lock this one down already. Early fight taken, and almost lost out. Kang drops him down to at least 11. And a slight tuck into the corner. No way.
He dodges
the bullets. This guy is a fox in the pen, but he is going to be spotted and finally rooted out.
Kira nggak ketahuan.
There's that first kill advantage. EDG, maybe something to work with. Door again, opened wide. Molly's a little bit delayed and laid out here. EDG are winning this one with a massive player advantage. Mr. Fallen and CNED to do the most here, leaving it just down to Fallen. And now, overwhelmed at the back, knives are out and swinging. We are getting scrappy.
Bain juga oke ya.
That's a major pistol round for EDG to be able to get. They played it really nicely, but there were so many spots there where a FUT player could have had impact. Yadaje tucked into the corner, couldn't do anything. Great shutdown from Kang. And then also ADACaptain, another spot where Kang probably should have died. He's vulnerable, swinging through, but ADACaptain can't get his weapon out in time. FUT letting that one slip a little, a fumble that they can't afford with only 4 rounds in the bag.
Tuh, si Nobody tuh layarnya gepeng deh ya nggak sih guys?
Again, their defense strategy revolves around getting an op into Kang's hands. Winning the pistol, you're loving that.
Yeah,
you're going to be able to get your economy flourishing.
Ya nggak sih, bro?
But we'll make a go of things here. Slow spread default into the Rico. Maybe just aiming to hopefully farm up some ores. That's the trouble with their own composition as well. You can't even rely too much on the ultimates they've got available. Chichu, Paranoia, flies forwards. Couple of shots fired out as well. He's going to be blind himself. He needs some help and backup. Has arrived in the form of Kang, but he's swiftly dealt with. That was the rifle. Dropped down. Chichu, though, still a problem. And Smoggy happy to deliver the death blow from the side. He had a J classic in hand. Was enough to dismiss them, even just repping loud in the process, I guess, because they couldn't make it themselves.
Pantome Kangkang tuh masih ada tuh.
Weapons down over towards rubble.
Itu boleh,
If he had
guys.
the spike,
Terus
this would be a
nobody.
great
Iya nggak sih?
situation to threaten that he was heading off elsewhere and go and try to pick one of those up. But like you said, where is he going? But where can he go? He has to be predictable here and go over towards A. He's just trying to orb max.
Yeah, of course, that really important neural theft.
Hey, listen, on the attack side, it actually can win you some really important rounds, especially when you're playing against a no Sentinel comp. He gets that down, he's going to figure out where the gaps are.
Alert timings here, but nobody's going to keep watching. Yeah, just for the smoke peek.
I think the question more so than what is the neural theft going to do is, what is a round going to do at this point for FUT? There's 6 behind now. Not only do they need this one, they need to then break the economy of EDG and start a spiral of their own. And FUT's comp, while they've had quite a lot of success with it, and it's been good for them, it's not an alt snowball comp. It's not like you have the lockdown and the showstopper and the nightfall to be able to work with. So this one's still going to be scrappy, still going to be difficult for FUT, even if they get on a roll.
Even if the sky is falling down.
We push back there on the EDG. Standard attack side here for FUT, but you're right. Rifles in the hands. This is where you really need to get going if you are FUT. You are being pressured like hell. EDG needs some support, needs some help. The squeeze is occurring, but heads to the side. Nobody really watching for him. Smoggy at least will get that trade.
Felt like EDG was calling for help. ADATA captain came back and got counter-called, and FUT went into C instead. EDG strung out to dry, but takes one down. EDG like these kind of setups. It doesn't matter if they're playing full retake every time. They have the entirety of the map control.
Time for mound control. ADATA captain just needs to spot this one out. They realize they flipped the mound.
Mound?
Yeah.
You can't plan for mound when they're coming mound.
They already have control of it, but we're kind of being caught. It's a little bit easier now. Only one real direction to pay attention to. Smoke in their faces. Util's going to be exchanged. Aftershock in through the choke as well, and rifles reloaded. EDG just primed and ready. Without a kill. Finding it lacking that initiating power, I think, to even get themselves in. Already time ticking away from them with the spike and with the position it's placed in as well. There is no more chances to win this one out. They're looking to do that economical damage, if possible.
Chichu did force into this round, so the fact that he keeps that rifle is going to be important for EDG. They can keep rifles up for round 16. At the moment, what we're seeing is EDG leave one site completely open and pushing heavily the other two. They're trying to condition this idea that they are always going to be pushing, even on the defense side. But FUT are finding the right reactions here, which is to go into the free area and play a post-plant setup where you have space somewhere else.
As long as EDG just make it incredibly obvious of what they're trying to push and fight over, FUT's decision-making is going to get that much more easier here. Kangkang, though, pushes his way up. Fault line does catch. Off onto mound. He needs a little bit of help here. He's quite hard committed. They heard a TP. They think it's in the one-way, but Farland's already crossed up.
FUT at this point can tell it's not the same as the previous rounds. Prowler's coming out A.
A peak call here by nobody. Side by side.
Nobody.
Aftershock's there. Takes a good timing with it right as the wall was going down. So FUT actually don't get any of that space. But on the opposite side of the map, that's Smoggy gone, taken out.
I mean, that's through a smoke, surely.
Not too sure, but a decision's now made here. Down to that 50-second mark. Chichu cuts it up onto the corner. Neurofeft, if they wait this one out, they will spot him. Paranoia is going to be forced as a result. Chichu, knowing he can't play there, repositions, backs away. EDG is split up though, they can't hard anchor onto this side, and with that util saved into the back pocket, Rainy Day, it's called for. FUT starting to barrel their way through and over onto the seaside, but it made it quite obvious at this point. 30 seconds now, EDG getting some bodies into the fray, into the fight, but it's still that 3v5, and Cracks is not pushed back from that plant. Sows into it, flash to at least get Chichu, and playing inside, Cam up into his face, can land and adjust the shot in time. Seen there dropping him, full control towards the back of the site. Need a miracle from EDG, you need mistakes from FUT. Stun into the back, there's no swing attempt off of the back of this here, almost lining up for some sort of potential from nobody there, but FUT once more gonna walk away with another round and starting to string them together at this point. That's 6 on the board.
And you're seeing the weaknesses of EDG's composition on the defense side. There were 2 players there ready to anchor the site, but they can't really do too much. Jishu's already used his paranoia to try to get out of the really uncomfortable spot he's in, and that neural theft that you were poo-pooing earlier on came through fairly handy, didn't it?
It did help, yeah.
It also gave them an amazing paranoia that knew where both players were and blinded both of them too. FUT are back into this game.
Cage trigger. Interesting. That is real interesting.
Disguising where you put the cam so that it survives for a little longer.
Yeah, it's a real interesting way to take that C mount control. Early fight there, taken. Kang, I believe, had the Marshal in hand. Just to see if you could potentially get that first kill advantage on their own half. By EDG have stacked this one with quite a lot of players. CNET is aware of the possibility, and even just pre-firing into tree. Won't catch this guy sleeping, not
He's
right now. Yeah, he is popping off after a relatively slow beginning. Smoggy going for the peak. Don't use the ult. Yeah, do not use that one. Save that one for another round here. This is a close and shut case here for FUT.
If we want to talk about the ults just for a second, while Smoggy has his as well, it's going to be very difficult for Smoggy to find good opportunities to use that. If he gets picked in a spot like this, even if it's rifles online 5v5, he can't sprint at FUT out through Mount. So he's kind of got to save it for retake scenarios.
Yeah.
And what we saw from him on the attack side is, often, if things are going well enough that you would want to use the ult, then you didn't need to use the ult. Kang finally gets up in hand. The economy damage that FUT did early on, and the fact that they've been winning these rifle rounds, has stopped Kang from getting that weapon that he's known for. He is a sniper at his heart. He's picking it up and playing over towards A.
The amount of targets that are going to be afforded to him, few and far between. It's only EDG, and he's not really going to be choosing to opt into that fight as well. The Haunt and the stun will push him away. Smoggy willing to disrespect control over towards C Mound. TP across again. Cloudburst and a flash over the top. This is a beautiful takeaway. You need to kill Smoggy in this spot. He's getting away with murder right now. When he will he opt into using the ult to get back into the fight? Doesn't look likely.
CNET's got 2 health. What a whiff from him after he's been playing so well this map.
Yeah, real scrappy.
Oh, they know he's there.
Messi! Noise cue given away by the cage, and Simon gives up his life. This is all over the place at this point here, but FUT are still in that driving seat despite the damage done to CNET and ADA captain.
EDG need a huge play from somebody now.
Kang.
Kakak udah OP nih guys. Operator Neon nih guys ya.
Is it even enough? Farland, plant, stuck and committed. Extension now into the round, into the post plant. Paranoia is set up, Prowler as well. That gets the confirmation and acknowledgement, but a shot missed. Overdrive round to the side in the corner. No one to play off of it. In for the back of the side, lining them all up. Kang with 3. Nightfall is beautiful. Cracks. Last one left. And he is gone.
They needed a miracle, and Kang delivered. Of course it was him. The op shot on the entry, the pop of the overdrive, following up off the back of his initiator utility and dodging that breach ult. EDG got completely stuck there. Not a great post plant setup either from FUT, trying to play very heavy on-site against that Nightfall. Difficult to make that work. But there you go, as soon as you get the op into Kang's hand, suddenly the defense looks like it works.
Simon. Tadi nggak begitu bang, ya gimana guys?
You weren't. EDG stem the bleeding for just a little bit here, and they still, of course, hold the advantage in terms of rounds. This time, adjusting and moving up that positioning. Kang knocking over towards C, wants to play in front of the Viper Orb.
And the cage did not defend the cam this time. It was broken. FUT are also jump peeking this at the start every time. They do that jump peek from on top of the boxes where you can just get your head over the top and see if there's an opper playing C.
In
They
the
decided to go
meantime,
A.
yeah, full control over towards A, but the question is, can they clear Chichu? Cloudburst, it's an intelligent way to try and get your way and slip past into the side as well. Chichu still set up, still lands two! My goodness, he was under a tremendous amount of pressure. For EDG now, that lifeline is delivered, and this could be that 12th round that they were looking for. TP, evacuation, backing away, Pit into the post, and Smoggy's fast, rapid into it, ult, not dead yet, he's back into the fray, back into the fight, pressing forwards, that is absurd. Sees though, connects onto the feet, and Ada Captain rooted to the side, needs that bailout front, spraying and praying. Kang left alone now. In a 1v2, just the operator in his hands, he might have to call this one quits.
If he goes for it, he won't be able to buy an up again. EDG are at 11. They're already in the lead. You don't need to take risks like this and potentially lose a weapon that's so important for making your defense function. So as heartbreaking as it is, he's got to just let this one slip away. EDG is creeping.
He's hunting it out.
He's hearing.
Yeah, but the question is, will they be able to catch him? This guy is going to be lightning fast, getting all the way away from them, hearing the sound cues. Got to keep the up.
Itu ulti Vipernya tabraknya jelek banget, guys.
Absolutely maniacal from Smoggy and nobody. The lack of coordination on that play is baffling for a team that has otherwise been playing fairly well today.
Yeah, I mean, this here.
This push forwards, nobody's supposed to trade this, right? And
Yeah,
instead,
exactly.
nobody backs up and throws the C's. I mean, get on the same page, please, if you're going to be making a play like that. They're chuckling about it now, but this gap is lowered to 3, and they're on an eco.
A little bit of bite towards the round, at least it's
Dukung mana lu, Bang?
rifle the
Dukung
up,
EDG lah, bro.
As you said, Josh, the gap is narrowing. Only spam away from falling just to cover the retreat. Cned. Dash expended nice and early.
I think the reason that this composition works for EDG, though, is that they have good enough players. Someone gets them around. And in a situation like this, the economy doesn't look good, but FUT are going to be cautious, they're going to be slow, and EDG are going to be taking risks. You will often see Thrifties converted in high-pressure moments like this.
EDG already trying to set themselves up to succeed. Looks like they wanted to commit to a push deep out here. Up onto the site, this is full committal occurring. Nobody right into the back of the site. Classic in hand, and Chichu. This position right here could do some damage and potentially cause some harm, but really no worse for the wear here from the FUT players. They do survive and get that plant down for them.
Planted.
EDG with a difficult task ahead. And a question of what they really want to commit into this one. With Simon's ult in the back pocket, do you save this one still with the gap closing? Swap around with the weaponry. Rifle now into the hands of Kang. Smoggy holds the approach. Perched up, gliding forwards, an attempt to play off of that util, but now the counter spam.
How do you get the op out?
And the counter play, how do you get the op out? It's hard committed, deep into the pit. Simon, where's this flash landing, man? Flicks it up to the side as well. Time is ticking away from it. Will collect at least the 1 kill, but the peak of the util is perfection. And right from behind with the wrap around, the op will not survive another day. Up to 9 now for FUT. The gap now just 2 rounds away from equalizing.
Dia nggak yakin di situ soalnya.
That's the risk of taking a weapon like that, heavily committed into an eco situation. You're unlikely to win. One player's coming in there without a weapon in hand. You don't want to use your big ultimate on Simon because you want to save that for the future. The same logic should apply to the op. So, all right, they don't have that to work with. Can they make the ult work for them? The gap closes to 2. C completely open. I mean, look at this. The defensive side has holes in it every single round.
Insanely as well, this hard read. I don't know if it is a hard read, but FUT just already making a move over towards the C side. EDG wants nothing to do with the A contestation. He can feel the pincer. They tried that move on him before. He's not going to fall prey for it this time. He survives and tries to play for his life.
So last time, they also planted towards Mound, didn't take any spawn or waterfall control.
Doing it again. This time trying to play for Mounty here. So many footsteps, EDG, you absolute madman. Paranoid up though, blinded, he needs some help, and bailout will be afforded and wrist played. Now as the squeeze is coming in, rolling thunder, at least to relieve that pressure. Smoggy is ridiculous. Can't quite squeeze himself right through the doors. It just closes shut between him and the site. It's going to be flipped around once more. FUT though, only 2 of their players surviving. One ways blooming and blossoming. FUT are scrambling now
Players rummaging and rumbling towards the site. This is just absolutely absurd for Fallen to deal with. Damage done. Dodging and weaving. Phantom in hand. Seen it, last one left, but not for much longer.
Defuse nggak sih bro? Hampir aja.
I don't understand how FUT can have seen that.
Berat Dev gara-gara nggak ada sentinel bang. Iya selalu gitu guys. Mereka harus nge-push kalau nggak ada sentinel terus kayak Paperrex
it in the first 10 seconds of the round and decide to
harus
fight mount
jepit A-nya atau C-nya.
That's bonkers to me. The door's going to get open. You're going to get pushed from the back. Why not reactively yourself push forwards and plant for spawn? Go and take spawn control. Go and take waterfall. Plant for those positions that you can fight over. And instead, FUT are getting caught both times, planting for mound and trying to control that area, playing exactly into EDG's hand. That was the round they needed to put them onto map point.
It forces the timeout now from FUT.
And I mean, guys might just be saying the same stuff that I am, which is, guys, what on earth are you doing? Flip the map, you know, go and take some of their territory. You know it's undefended because you know they're all behind you. A back-to-back tactical timeout.
Back-to-back timeout?
EDG also taking a tac timeout off the back of this?
Not too sure. Could be some confusion from us in terms of actually who initially called it, but
possible.
We'll get it cleared up.
But
PD nggak ntar run FUT bang? PD.
It's looking long.
Yeah, it is looking long, isn't it?
Harus PD dong.
Says EDG timeout.
Yeah, there you go. Okay, well. EDG
time to discuss.
Yeah, I mean, they probably need another strategy here, right? FUT are gonna learn from their mistakes. You can't just run the same push out B, push out A strat to get to 13. Probably. So what do you do to be able to
ini map FUT juga bang. Iya, FUT-nya ini map FUT. Terus cuma dapat 9 mah berat, cok.
1 in 3, 1 in 4 defense rounds.
Kecuali kalahnya kalah ketat ya.
I mean, 1 in 4 puts them at overtime.
The pressure is settling in because EDG, they do just need the one. As you already mentioned, it can come from any one of these players. They're talented and skilled enough to be able to do so.
Seen it. Rips it away. Stun connecting though, and a bit of counter spam. Just the rifles in hand. That's nice work. Spike's going to be dropped down hard, committed and past that point of really no return. FUT though have to make some compromises. EDG opening this door with a paranoia swing. Rifle play. EDG. This guy is a menace, and he is going to save the day, isn't he? Simon quick on their trail, right from behind. Will FUT make the same mistake again as the doors open wide? Gotta flip the side, and this time they do plan towards it.
Yeah, now they're planting towards spawn. But Mr. Fallen doesn't feel confident about getting over there. He has a teleport. They've actually planted for spawn and playing waterfall, and no one's playing spawn.
Deep Sea's close, Haunt as well, smokes in their face, EDG, chances, nobody's primed and ready, and now the ult's let loose. This guy might have found that chance, followed the trail, and you might be rewarded just with the map win, but as it fades away, Classic in hand. You gotta be kidding me. You gotta be kidding me! What? Nobody! My God! That's how the map finishes!
Ridiculous fashion. EDG take FUT's pick of
Ngeri
Lotus.
EDG ngeri. Guys, gue ngasih dulu guys, gue capek banget guys. Guys, gue istirahat dulu bentar guys ya. Lanjut lagi di next live streaming guys ya, oke? Gue malam ini ada acara dulu guys, oke? Gue ngantuk banget sumpah. Thank you guys yang nonton guys, kita tunggu lagi Paperrex tanggal 17 kalau nggak salah deh.
Guess what? Plenty more maps left to come potentially. We'll see you soon.
Tanggal 9. Oh, gue di tanggal 9 lagi di... Oke. Tanggal 9 gue lagi di... Adalah. Oke guys, thank you guys. Sampai jumpa di next live streaming ya. Gue pamit dulu guys. Gue pindahin ke yang watch party lain ya. Thank you teman-teman semua. Maaf ya nggak bisa sampai akhir guys. Ngantuk banget sumpah. Istirahat dulu guys.